watching this, and Kakao is just like making K angrier and angrier. They're just getting stronger and stronger, and all the other teams are like, no, Kakao, please, just stop it. They were fine before. All right.
That's right. They've made the bear angry.
Yeah.
They poked it with a stick.
Yeah, that's what
now
they
it's
did.
not happy.
Well, T1, let's see. LeBlanc, Twitch, and Lulu. Quick bans coming out from the T1 Master Team K. And Rolster banning out that Rise against T1, and then Vayne still against Piglet.
Okay, well, we do see the Lee Sin snapped up there. No Kazakhs going over, so KT a little bit limited in terms of the choices right now. Now, they banned Rise so they could take Renekton first. That's why they waited until the last ban. They were like, all right, well, we're going to get either Lee Sin or Renekton here. We're fine with that. So go ahead, hand over the Lee, take the Renekton, and no possible Rise counter pick.
Of course, someday that Renekton Wunderkind here in Korea.
Yeah, really solid Renekton player. Has been playing it for a long, long time now, meta or not. And of course, Impact maybe going for something like Shyvana here would be pretty natural pickup. And Impact Shyvana also has been very clutch in a number of games. Arrow will take the Caitlyn. So going to try that one out again. Of course, the Caitlyn Annie lane not working out in the last game from the KT Arrows.
Shyvana, obviously the logical pickup. You know, if you give the Renekton, might as well get the Shyvana for that late game tank ability. Rookie will get that Nidalee, and then Thresh taken away from Mandu. Now, you know what I think Mandu will go for Leona. What would have been the sweetest revenge for T1 is if Mandu brought back the Nami, built him a Jayz like he used to if they were doing well. And Piglet also built the Sword of the Akko, and they were just the stacking duo.
Bravery. Full bravery.
But Leona, definitely the more sensible support pickup these days, especially against that Thresh. Just meet tanky with tanky.
He had a great game against SKTS on Leona yesterday.
Oh,
and of course, he had great games in the finals of Champions Winter with Leona. That was really the first time we saw Mandu pick up Leona. It was a bit of a surprise, actually. But ever since then, ever since then meaning he had a break and is now playing Leona again. So that doesn't make a lot of sense, Jobber. I retract my statement.
And Elise, one of the safer junglers left here for Kakao. Of course, Kakao used to playing Elise, despite those changes. And as you mentioned, Mandu, in that finals against Ozone, I remember Mandu saying, well, it looks like Mata was using Leona well, so I guess if we just take it away, it's essentially a ban. And that was their reasoning in the pre-game interview, and then he pulled it off very well, showed again that he still has those mechanics yesterday. So T1K and Arrows for the KT Rolster. Very quick pick and ban phase here by both teams. They seem to have come in with their own strategies, not really hindered by the other team's picks or bans, really.
Yeah, and KT going for a very similar style of composition, of course, using the Caitlyn and the Nidalee again. This time they've got a good jungler for sieging in terms of Elise's ranged autos and long-range wave clear. So if they can get a siege off now, they should win in the 1v1. Now, in this game, probably KT Arrows want the 1v1 and the 2v2. Even though Rookie had a bit of a hard time with Faker pushing him in on Orianna, he's got to be a little bit more careful about that. His roaming, if he allows his towers to go down, is going to be a little problematic. But I do like the siege comp that the Arrows are bringing into this one. Less aggressive than we saw in their 2 wins versus SK Telecom in terms of going for early kills, early picks, deep jungle invades, but solid for sieging turrets.
Well, it's do or die time, really, for the KT Rolster organization. If they lose this one, they may as well throw all hope out the window for Masters 2014 playoffs. On the flip side, SKT T1, will they carry the angry flame of Coma forth here in this revenge match against the KT Rolster Arrows? It's up to T1K. Let's find out as we go into the master match between SKT T1 and KT Rolster.
Pink ward start from Kakao.
All right. Meanwhile, SKT did win the coin flip, so they get blue side.
Of course, that's one of the great things about Elise jungle still. Even through her nerfs, she is a jungler that you could reliably start ward, pink ward, and pots on. So, or regular ward and pots on. Doesn't really matter. But I like that start. There is probably something special in mind here. We'll see where Kakao places it. They know he has it now, so they might be hunting for it when he puts it down.
Of course, pink wards you can see in regular vision. We do have Rookie not picking a spell just yet, playing it very safe. Arrow also just an open vision, but many ways to escape should he get caught. Finally, a spear comes through.
Okay, that was just process of elimination right there. We did see the volatile spiderling go into the river brush right there, and basically Arrow couldn't see anybody, so they were like, well, time to skill spear and see if they're in this brush instead, and they found him.
Yes, so they will force T1 to just back off as the Rolsters take their positions. It's going to be a blue start for both junglers. As we look at Bengi also going to his own blue.
Yeah, just being super cautious here on the blue take. And looks like it'll be a 2v1 in the top lane for SK Telecom K, however. They want to push out Someday, not give them that advantage. Someday's going to see this.
Yep, Someday will back out for the time being. Now, will he go all the way home or just accept his fate in this 2v1? Piglet also going in for an evade, so they know that they're trying to go for this 3-buff control. And Rolster immediately going to the enemy red. They'll start it a bit later, but they'll be able to get to their blue. Yeah,
good read by the KT Arrows, though. They have a nice reaction right here. And given the fact that there's the reason why they went for the red buff immediately instead of just starting their blue and having Elise go over is that it's a little safer because given the fact that they know there's going to be a 2v1 in the bottom lane in favor of KT, it's the faster buff for the support and AD carry to collapse on. So this is the smart thing to do right here, actually. And these little things seem subtle, but they can be very important because if there was, for some reason, you know, going into enemy territory later could have been problematic.
Impact gets shut down by the race. The true enemies of top laners.
2v1s.
So, all right, so Impact decides, you know what, can't waste any time. We'll just go up to that top lane. Someday has already joined his teammates. Is sapping a little bit of XP here. And Impact also trying to not show himself, decides, all right, it's time to push as 4. KT will react the same way. Kakao just going to take some time to take the double golems first, as his team is still pushing up against the tower.
I think this is a natural evolution of this 2v1 meta, just because if we saw, basically what happened was sometimes a top laner was able to like kind of hide and leech experience, but now a lot of teams will, oop, Rookie taking a little bit of damage right there. So is Faker, actually.
Yeah, they're playing very risky.
Yeah, anyway, we did see some top laners kind of like hide behind the wall or whatever, try and find cute ways to leech XP when the big wave, piled wave hit the turret. But eventually teams got actually very good at warding that or checking for it when the jungler came in. And so it was too much of a kill threat on a level 1 top laner. So instead now, they've just given up on that entirely. They go for a couple jungle camps and now just try and add another man to the push. Rookie playing a bit risky here. He has barrier, and Hachani is
coming
here.
up, and he flashes for the death sentence, hits it, and we will see Hachani jumping through. Rookie tries to chase forward. He still has that flash. He will get the first blood with the last auto attack, but that's left this top tower completely open.
I think that was not a smart plan.
Inhibitor is going to be exposed as Arrow, the only one continuing to push that bottom tower. Someday Kakao and Hachani now marching forward. They will protect the Inhibitor, and we'll actually see Pumandu jump in. There's the Flay. Someday only level 2, can't take too much damage, and they're still doing damage to the Inhibitor. Impact gets stunned though, so SKT has to back off. There's a flash blown on Impact. Just chaos in this top lane as we see Faker now going down bot to protect his bottom Inhibitor turret. So Inhibitor turret goes down against KT in the top lane, but they got that first blood early.
Well, actually, if SKT sticks around right here, they're going for Dragon on the bottom side. They could have had an Inhibitor, maybe, actually.
I actually think they could have. I agree with you. Maybe, actually.
But hard to make that read. They didn't have any wards, so that would have been a very bold decision to stay around, because the alternative to that is you stick around, they don't all go back, and then they rush your mid tower instead or something like that. That would have been really terrible for them. Now, we've seen situations like this where, of course, the Inhibitor turret goes down, but this is the downside right now. Now you can't break the freeze, ever. Yeah. Ever again. So you really have to be careful about that. KT now with the gold advantage.
Hachani just threatening.
How is Impact going to get back into this one? Yeah, he doesn't have a flash either. I think he stuck around too long, so they had to blow that. Of course, KT was able to get items and respond, so a bit of a threatening situation.
Faker has to dodge that spear. Meanwhile, Cacao is having a little bit of trouble going through the jungle. Took a lot of damage at the dragon, but no one there to annoy him, so he'll continue farming with the spiderlings. As Someday now trying to get that lead already, of course, has a CS lead. And
it's got to push out slowly right now, so the freeze isn't too bad. But Impact needs to find a way to continue the advantage. Now, we do see Piglet getting a lot of the empty lane farm right now. They really want to power him up. But this siege early is quite potent from the KT Arrows with Caitlyn, with Nidalee. And Someday, of course, he's still got that power spike in the early game and an advantage in the matchup. And he's also got that experience edge as well, 2 levels up. They've got to make a play here, and we can see Cacao. He's coming up to farm on that side of the map just in case Lee Sin and Shyvana decide to show up.
Really like that from Cacao, playing to keep his teammate protected, and Cacao really helping hold the Arrows together. You know, has the most experience on this team. Of course, all of them very young, and all of them having good individual skill, but Cacao definitely acting as the older brother there for the team. And we will see now in mid, Mandu's been sticking around with Faker just to help protect him and allow him to farm. Yeah, Cacao sees Impact there. Impact does have a Giant's Belt though, so he's pretty tanky for early game, but does have a massive level difference despite only double Dorans on Someday. And oh my, we might see a 4-man gank into a tier 1 tower. Bengi needs to react.
K has a read on this though.
Yep, we also have Mandu coming up. A decent-sized wave, but they want to retain that wave, so they'll just shove.
Look at this. They're actually just showing. They're actually just showing right here, and I like the way this is playing. You expect the dive, and there's counterplay to the dive and risk involved with the dive. There's not a lot of risk involved with this kind of play.
Well, Someday still jumps forward, and they get the catch onto Mandu, get the kill right away. Arrow now chasing down onto Bengi. Bengi has to run away. There's the white. He needs to get that safeguard, but doesn't have the energy. Has to flash over as Rookie now chases through in Cougar form, and they will go for the blue buff steal for Rookie. Bengi, can he get the smite? No, Cacao's just going to secure it. Anyone getting in is better than Faker picking it up later. And so they leave Piglet quite alone, so he has a lot of farm, but that will mean another tower for the Arrows to even up total tower score and give them a nice, comfortable goal lead for an early game.
I really like the way they played that out, Chobra. I think that's actually going to be the better and newer way in order to deal with these situations where a top laner frees. Now, you know you have the level advantage, but still, this early on, we saw how those dives can go wrong even when you have a massive edge. And just because the towers do so much damage early. But this time, if we look at what they did, ooh, Faker coming around. I'll explain what they did in maybe a minute. I get so excited. Okay. Well, anyway, what happened there was they showed, and then they powered through the turret so they avoided taking hits, saw if they could get a kill, but then they just let all the caster minions in the wave. So they denied the XP of the wave, and they got the turret, and they had the possibility of getting a kill, which they did manage to secure, but it didn't matter if they got the kill. It didn't matter. They just wanted to push him off the wave, and this keeps that 3-level advantage for Someday right now. So I think that was really beautifully played by the KT Arrows.
Yep, that just zoning, like positioning yourself with that level advantage worked out very well for them. And so Faker and Piglet have been left alone, and we see Bengi getting caught by Someday. It's a very angry Crocodile, gets some more hits onto Bengi. Wow, Bengi just gets annihilated by the last Ko the Meek. Bengi also only level 5. So they're really trying to snowball their lead.
He knew Bengi's flash was down, and he also knew that he only had 1 ward, so that he was going to be able to follow with the flash right there. That's a great thing to...
Oh, as Rookie gets caught, but here comes Cacao for some protection along with a Chani. Nice backup by the teammates of Rookie here on the Arrows. And you know, we often talk about how Faker and Piglet are, you know, those strong carries with great mechanical skill on T1K, but this time Arrows are actually choosing to ignore those two for the time being to snowball their lead as a team.
Yeah, I just really liked what we saw from the Arrows right there. I thought that was a fantastic answer to what happened to the Bullets in the last game, where you saw that this was a much safer way to maintain a lead than what the Bullets did. Where it can go horribly awry, where you can let that top laner back in the game, but Impact is just really suffering right now.
Yeah, still doesn't really have any full items finished. No boots. Just hit level 6. Yeah, just hit it. 39 CS, so trying to catch up in CS by pushing this up, but Someday will just pick up right where he left off. Now Arrow joined by Hachani. Piglet was trying to threaten him a little bit with his BF sword advantage, but Arrow also has those Greaves, so he'll be able to kite better, and in the course of a full team fight, may actually end up getting more damage out.
I'd love to see. Oh, wow, look at this. To Rookie's credit, due to Hachani's ganks early and the increased pressure on the mid lane, they've actually had that turret hardly damaged at all.
Yeah.
Which is a big change for the Arrows last time, because part of what was so problematic for the Arrows in the first game versus SKTK was that they constantly took that tower damage, and when they roamed, they lost turret after turret. And so this time, instead of roaming with Nidalee, they brought Hachani into the mid lane as an adaptation, and it's really paid off.
Ooh, the Arrows.
I'm impressed at how differently the Arrows are playing this game. And
Piglet gets caught by the death sentence. He dodges the flame, but there's a cocoon as Kakao jumps forward. Now there's a Dragon's Descent, but a nice repel by Kakao. He will dodge the culling, and Rookie takes some nice hits for his teammates. But a Shockwave brings both players in. Kakao and Arrow get caught, but Rookie picks up the kill, and Kakao is still alive despite the Ignite. Impact now caught all way from his team between everyone. He'll get pulled by the death sentence. Rookie picking up the kills he really needs. Hachani going full aggressive. There's a flash with the lantern. Can he get another death sentence? Piglet takes a spear to his back, and there's the headshot and the Piltover Peacemaker. The Arrows are chasing through.
Death sentence still there.
Oh, a flash from Mandu. That would have hit right in front of the minions.
Fantastically done from the KT Arrows. Faker getting uncharacteristically over-aggressive. And here's the thing about Faker. Sometimes you see other players do that, but you almost never see Faker miscalculate like that, where he doesn't know exactly if he can get the kill or not.
Yeah,
and instead it goes south for him. Of course, decent solar flare, forces Arrow over the wall, but it also pulls Pumandu up onto the ledge. Kakao will flash out of that. Rookie will tank that. And of course, also he got the heal down onto Kakao, and that I think was a little bit of the miscalculation, but look at that, just the response. Immediate cocoon, immediate barrier from Arrow, and then the 90 caliber net to make sure that he wasn't in the dissonance range. And Impact just has no chance against this mega fed Someday.
And of course, you just follow through, straightforward kill onto Piglet as Arrow.
This is just great play. They knew they could catch up to him as well. Of course, we do have the boots of mobility onto Hachani.
Yeah.
So he knew he was going to catch up, so he didn't use the death sentence, and then uses the death sentence later to force the flash.
Yes.
So, wow, great play by Hachani.
And this is why the Arrows really, they're just that hyper team where if they go big, they start just going absolutely huge as a team. And they will snowball very hard. It's just sometimes they miss that first
They're just
point.
very young. That's the thing. I mean, we can't really, wow, Rookie barely getting in that one. They're such a young team. Someday and Rookie are two of the youngest players. They are barely 17. And so, obviously, they just haven't had that professional experience that some of these more seasoned players have had. Their mechanics are impressive. Their decision-making can be impressive, but it can also be really underwhelming at times. Yeah, they just need more time to see more situations. But if they can get their shot calling there all of the time, this is going to be one of the best teams in Korea.
Yeah, they're proving it right now. And T1K, they got their revenge in the first set of the night, but can the Arrows return that favor? Piglet actually taking a tower shot there, and then he'll be pushed back by the ace in the hole, but a nice little flare coming in from Mandu, not able to click on that lantern. Good body blocking by Mandu to kind of turn things around slightly with the first kill of the game for T1K. Kakao now shows up to help protect this tower, but looks like they will have to give it up. Kakao just marching forward. Can he get a cocoon? He's got the red buff. He gets a cocoon onto Mandu, but Bengi shows up. There's the box. Rookie's coming in. Kakao still at good health. Bengi goes down to Rookie, and now Piglet caught actually between the tower and his enemies. Hachani still living. Can they get the kill? A nice play on top of the cocoon, and Hachani lives, levels up for the extra health, and he survives throughout that entire fight. Rookie coming in now that he's had items for the roam kills. They will possibly give in this tier 1. No, he actually has to run away. Faker has to run away. Someday waiting. He flashes forward to get the stun onto Faker. There's the spear, and they delete Orianna. Arrows are just pushing this snowball down the hill, and T1K cannot stop it.
And they didn't lose the turret either, so that was another great response to come in and kill Faker, and they're actually going to respond with the mid tower instead, so everything really going the way of the KT Arrows. And talk about turning a bad situation around. With Arrow, he got caught using the ace in the hole, made for an extremely easy solar flare land, and then the kill. But the reaction, the roam, really on point from the KT Arrows, and Sunday's rotation into the mid lane as well to catch Faker as he was pushing up. They saw how Faker was playing this matchup last time, how he won't move from the mid lane. If he sees the Nidalee leaves, he uses the wave clear to take an objective. They read it, they adapted, and they played differently this time, catching Faker using those same old tricks. Not gonna work, and instead they get the kill on Ori, they get the kill onto the mid lane turret.
Bengi takes another spear as he gets his red buff stolen. So Arrows now also has full buff control. That was a close call. Bengi safeguards away to a ward. Mandu just going to place a ward. Kakao saw that, but he will back off. Not much of an issue right now, whether that ward exists or not. Buff was already stolen. They'll clear it if they want to invade later.
It really looks like this game that the KT Arrows got kind of downloaded the matches that they played in, the match that they saw the Bullets play tonight. It seems like they just learned everything, that they're the Borg, and they've just kind of assimilated the games that happened earlier. And now Resistance is futile.
Kakao's actually just Agent Smith. Everyone's going to have the same laugh sooner or later. It's happening. That's pretty scary as Mandu gets caught. He's still not that tanky. Runs right into the cocoon thanks to the flit. And nice solar flare, and Piglet coming in to help his teammates out. Hachani actually taking quite a bit of damage. Kakao, can he turn around in time to save his teammate? Nice flash and ace in the hole. Keeps Piglet zone and another cocoon into the spear. The team coordination by Arrows is on fire in this match.
Wow, 1-12, 7K gold deficit. KT Arrows coming up big against K again, and they have just dominated this match front to back.
I can't even imagine if they lose this way, how angry Coma will be when the match finishes. I think that's what I'm most worried about right now for the T1 organization as KT backs off. Of course, he still got the match win, so they can be happy about that. But as we talked about just Coma's personality, pretty sure this was meant to be.
Even if the Arrows win this, Jobra, it's still going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs.
Oh, like, by far.
Really hard.
So the damage was done to the Rolster organization. It's just knowing Coma, he will take this very personally if they happen to lose. But game's not over yet, but looking very grim for T1.
Yeah, to put this in perspective, if they win this match, they'll be tied in last place with Najin, Incredible Miracle, and Jin Air in terms of match wins and points. Now, the last two games that KT has are against CJ and Jin Air, and they probably need to 3-0 those if they're going to make their best chance of coming into the very last spot.
By far. Yeah, because they'll still be at last place with the match record of no full wins. They'll save themselves with points, but we'll find out. Of course, so much could happen. We have 3 teams tied for 4th place right now in Masters 2014 with a 1-3 record and in terms of points, so I think a lot could change. You know, 3-0s could change things. A single match win could change things. Someday just chasing Impact around. There's a death sentence. Does not connect, but that's
I really like this Locket pickup right here. They're recognizing that the one thing that might be able to turn this game around is a Faker Shockwave. And so go ahead, get that shield, get that MR for the team, and make sure that a good ult won't ruin your game.
Yeah, Shockwaves are known to do that. And Someday just getting pushed out a little bit by Impact. Now Impact's trying to just stay in the game, still 2 levels behind. Spears coming in left and right from Rookie. Ace in the hole gets blocked by Mandu. That zones them out enough to get some more damage onto tower. They will pick up another tier 2 here in mid as Piglet trades with that tier 1 in bottom. No sign of stopping from the Arrow. Someday and Impact both getting a little bit low. Now both have their ultimates. Bengi showing up to help, but he takes a spear and has to back off right away. Bengi, I'm not so sure you want to chase through that. Mandu takes another one. Rookie just doing his job.
Yeah, Rookie doesn't have a lot of mana.
And Kakao jumps forward for the cocoon. Nice shockwave coming in from Faker. Is that enough to turn things around? Hachani still lives. Someday gets a kill. Arrow takes the tower down. And Bengi has to flash in to try to chase down Someday, who had drawn the entire T1K team back to save his own teammates. Got the tier 2.
A ridiculous shockwave, in spite of the fact that SKT is down nearly 10,000 gold. Like that I mean, if they were down 5,000, that may have actually just turned this entire game around.
Oh, yeah.
They're just a little too far back, but man, Faker with the patient shockwave.
Yeah, and we just talked about that. The power of Orianna's ultimate, not only does it do a ton of damage, but it kind of resets the fight so much.
This just makes Kakáo's choice to get Locket look even smarter.
Exactly. Yeah, he used it then, and Hachani was pretty low, as was Kakao himself. And Arrow just running away. Just look at this here. What a beautiful shockwave.
Yeah, but look at the Locket right there,
Yeah.
going down immediately. That nullified a lot of the follow-up damage. And of course, that magic resist aura probably keeping Hachani alive right there just a little
someday,
bit.
just drawing everyone away for the chase.
Good.
He knows they're desperate for a kill.
Yeah, good heads up. And they got a kill for a kill right there. They got some turrets, they got some objectives. They were nearly done sieging anyway because Rookie didn't have blue buff and he was nearly out of mana.
Well, he's got that blue buff now, so just returning to the old grind of throwing spears all day over walls. He does need to watch out, pink ward down. If they try to clear that one, as we see Impact getting caught, Hachani does start the fight some days here, but Arrow's pretty far away. So Hachani just keeping his distance, very well positioned. There's the Lantern onto Arrow. Arrow shows up, there's Ace in the hole onto Faker. Impact blocks from nice little flare over the wall, keeps Rookie back. But there's another spear over the wall, and Arrow actually going aggressive. They get the cocoon onto Faker. Faker goes down to Arrow. Now Someday coming in for the pinch, gets the stun onto Impact as Mandu gets pinched right in the middle of the fight. Piglet, the only one alive, and as an inhibitor turret, Rookie just tanking the culling, getting ready for another spear. He throws it, hits it for the double kill, and that may just be game for the Arrows as they continue to push through, get the bottom inhibitor. They only have 10 seconds though. Will they stick around? Piglet's still down for 25. They may just have to back off after one Nexus turret. We do have Bengi showing up. Arrows are just sticking by their guns, taking this turret down. Rookie throwing spears left and right. They do have that Caitlyn. They are going to back off. They don't want to play this risky. There's the shield being used just to be safe. Faker gets caught by a cocoon, and then the Peacemaker, and another spear by Rookie, and that will turn the endgame fight around in favor of the Arrows. The Nexus is getting chunked down by both Elise and Caitlyn. Pumandu goes deep with the Zenith Blade. T1K just fighting out of desperation. A nice play by Hachani, keeping Impact completely distracted as we see Rookie and Arrow still taking down the Nexus. And the Arrows will get yet another win against the Season 3 World Champions SKT T1K.
Arrow's mechanics are just
My
next level.
God.
I mean, you look at Kakao and how many cocoons you hit. You look at Rookie.